people live like that, man? Why do people
because
live like
you don't have the courage to say, you know what, I'm out. I don't
that? Yeah.
care what the situation is, I'm out. So if you say, yo, you don't have that courage, so I think if you got that courage, I think you have earned the right to be picky. I think you've earned the right to say, you know what, I don't like no chick like this. I think you've earned the right to say, you know what, man, she said some shit I don't like. I'm good. I'm not dealing with that shit.
No, I get
I
it.
don't deal with that.
I
And
get it.
people don't believe that, man. But once you've been there, like you've always said, oh, Chris, I ain't never really seen you with no bullshit. So then you realize that on your scale, now looks comes like number three. You know what I'm saying? Because you realize that shit can come like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
I'm not saying I'm not gonna deal with nobody I'm not attracted to. That's
okay.
number one. But
Okay.
I'm saying I'm not gonna be. That ain't the only thing. Now you got to be fine, but you got to have something going on too. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right. I understand that. I had a, people gonna disagree with this on this, man, but we had a really one of my homeboys and we had a really spirited conversation about this weeks ago. This is weeks ago, but I happened to thought about it when you mentioned that, and I was saying like this right here, man. A, a rite of passage to a man, two things got to occur to have your mind set as you go forward to be older, whatever. Two things got to occur. You have to go. You have to be arrested, locked up, or go through a divorce. Those two things if a man go through those and really deal with them, you'll be a better person on the other side.
That's
I, I,
me.
I, I truly believe that. I truly believe that
Yep.
because those two things will set the bar in life. Whether you get arrested, detained, spend 9 in jail, go through divorce, whatever. Not a breakup, but a divorce. You go through that shit, and on the other side of that, whatever you become, you'll be a much better person. You'll be a
Right.
much better person because there's no way in the world I agree with anybody get married in their 20s or even their 30s. I don't. I think that's the most asinine
Well,
thing
I
that's
w-
ever done.
I wouldn't say 30s. I would definitely say 20s. But let me tell you one more thing, and just because and Dana asked this on the chat. He said, man, hurt, if you never been hurt before, how can you ever say you're in love? I think because I think you can love, but you got to keep your head in it. You can't keep you can't just keep it all emotion. So you have to have the ability to. I have the ability to leave somebody while I'm still with them. You see what I'm saying? It's a
God
dangerous
damn,
trait, man.
that's
But
dangerous, bro.
you have to have that ability to see this shit is changing, and you
I
have to
agree with
be
that.
able to say, you man, bro, you have to be able to say it in your head. You have to be able to say, man, this shit is really over. We going through the motions now, and pretty soon something will happen, and it's over. Before I got divorced, it was over. We knew it was over. Both of
Okay,
us knew. You know what I'm saying? And my ex-wife thought a whole lot kind of like me. We knew this thing was over. We just working on the logistics. A lot of
got it.
times we love emotionally, like, oh no, it's gonna work. We gotta go pray. We gotta go to counseling. We got no man, that shit over. Period. Now y'all might stay together. Y'all might stay together, but that shit is over. Hey, you talking about the spark is gone. Nah, man, the damn candle done melted. Ain't no spark. So you have to have that ability to be like, you know what, man, and most of the time, man, if you be honest with yourself, which a lot of us not gonna be, but if you be honest with yourself, you can say, "Yo, I know the exact moment when I knew this thing was over. I know the exact moment when she did something and you know what I call it? I call it the death penalty, right? You
Yeah,
can
you
do a
do.
lot of stuff. You can do a lot of stuff, but when that death penalty come and you sentence me to that death penalty, it's over. You might be it could be anything, man. For some, and everybody has different things. So for some people, it might be the fact she slept with somebody else. Somebody else might can get through that, right? But for somebody, it might be. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I've always been big on. Anybody who can act crazy in front of my kids or
Yeah,
my mama,
mother. Yeah,
you out
yeah,
of there. You out
yeah,
of there.
yeah.
It's no bouncing back. I don't. I mean, when I was married, I don't care if we just got through arguing for 5 days. We go to my mama house. Hey, how you doing, Miss Young? Oh yeah. Man, you act crazy in front of my mama or my kids, and it's a wrap, man. Like
I,
I don't know. I don't know how much longer we gonna continue to communicate, but man, I've been out of this thing, and
I,
that's when
I,
I be thinking, like you said, you should have known I was done.
right. I get that, but I think now that I never want to go into anything looking for a way out of it. You know what I'm saying? I think people, for me, I kind of I have an idea. I have a strong idea what I want, right? I have a strong idea what I want, so I'm able to convey that what my wants into a conversation when I meet somebody. You know what I'm saying? And if that person, and there's nothing against them, that this ain't for me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I continue to be who I am. You know, to live the life that I am, getting better. But I won't bring somebody else in when I'm not ready for you, or you're not ready for me. Because I'm gonna tell you what I want. Because I've been through whatever. But if I decide that, if I meet somebody and everything's, they kind of meet the threshold of what I'm looking for to move forward to number day 2 or day 3 or day 4, I've always had a conversation about. I would always keep that conversation forefront about when I'm not happy, or if you're not happy, make that a forefront type conversation. Don't hide that shit, because I won't hide it. Because you get to that point now, you start to cover shit up, and you just living now. People's got time. More people got time than love. You know what I'm saying? And if you're living just because you got time together, man, you live in a sad existence, dog. You want to admit it to yourself. And people say we're gonna pray about it. Let me tell you something, man. I believe in God. I think God is the greatest thing ever. But God doesn't have time to help you with your relationships. He got floods and volcanoes to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
if you praying to God about your relationship, just get out of this shit, because He don't have time for that.
No.
You know, I mean, He really don't.
I'm an energy person, man. Like I tell people, if we meet, man, and we go out and we like it, let's do it again.
Yeah.
And then if we go out and we like it, let's do it again. And if we go out and we like it, we keep doing it, and then we in something. You see what I'm saying?
But what are you
Like
in though?
you in a situation.
I'm,
Like
I'm, I'm, play,
you
I'm
gonna
playing.
get
I get you, but I'm playing devil's advocate. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
right.
just playing. I'm
Oh,
playing devil's.
okay.
No,
I mean,
but
fine.
you have very good. You have very good communication skills. No jokes aside, all jokes aside. But you have to give that person something, right?
I'm giving you my time, and that shit usually goes for about $2.50 an hour. So
Again,
you getting
you're
my
equating.
time, yo.
You're
Like
equating. You're equating.
if I'm with you, bro, if I'm with you, this shit irritates me. If I come to your house on Sunday and I stay until Wednesday, then you got my time. If I talk to you every night, you got my time. Like, bro, like don't push me against no wall. Like, what are we? Because what do you want to be? You want to go together? Okay, we go together. What's the difference?
Well,
Some of the
it's
closest people to you may not have titles, bro. I don't get that, man. I think that shit's silly. Like you got all these people who they want this title, they want to post you up on social media, they want to do all this, and then you up there for 5 minutes, and then you're down because somebody done been like, oh, that's my nigga too.
but I'm putting all
But
that aside. I'm putting the public perception to the side. I'm talking about just you and this person. I'm just using myself as example, right? I think just for me being a human being, me being a man, shit, you gotta put something out there to that person to let them know what y'all are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you may not like the titles of it, but you have to give them something.
you got something,
Just this assumption, just because you may.
whatever you
Let
want.
me tell you something. I've known people, and I've done this in the past. I've been able to split my time up with multiple situations, and everybody think they got the exact same. I mean, they got all the time in the world, and it absolutely means nothing to me.
How, what the fuck is title? You single till you married. So what's title? Do you live here? Do we share an address? Like if not, we go together. Let me tell you, women don't care if you married. Like women could care less if you married, and they
That's true.
damn sure don't care if you say, "Oh, I got a girlfriend at 40 something." Oh yeah, that's who I go with.
They don't give a fuck,
Come
bro.
on, man.
They don't give a
What
fuck.
title
Hey,
you want? Either we moving towards this shit, like we moving towards let's move towards taking the next step, like marriage or something like that, or we not. Like we just kicking it. Like, and you should be able to know the difference. Now, I don't have a problem like expressing that. Like, a proper question to me would be a female saying, do you see a future with me?
I
Now,
thought
if
you
I
hated
tell
that question.
no, I'll tell you the truth. Like, nah, it just ain't. I mean, we'll talk about it. But like that's a proper question. Not what are we? What you mean? What are we? We here together. We